Hey folks, SoloGamer here, and today we're playing another edition of Ghost Stories. And this time we're going to be adding the Black Secret expansion to the base game. Now, first of all, I like to say that the Black Secret expansion makes the game harder. So an already hard game gets a hell of a lot harder. The purpose behind the Black Secret expansion was to add a fifth player to the game. That player becomes Wu Fang or Wang Chung or whatever his name is. And that person gets to play against the Taoist. It's a good idea if you want 5 players in a game or anything like that, but you can also play it solo. You just take a turn as Wu Fang like you normally would one of your other players. And we're going to go over that. We've only going to tweak the rules just a little bit. And it is also, you could also play it with the White Moon expansion if you wanted to. We're not going to do that this time, but we will do that next time. So let's see what we got here. Well, of course, we have our board set up like normal. Your 9 tiles, your 9 village tiles, your color player. You have your haunter ghosts like you normally do. You have your ghost cards right here like you normally would. But what this adds is a catacombs board. And you see this little catacombs board here. And basically what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to go, theoretically, it would go underneath the village board. So, like, these top 3 tiles on this corner, right, this my left-hand top corner tile right here, would correspond to this left-hand top corner tile. And these little tokens on here are ladder tokens. And what a Taoist can do is he can spend a movement action. He can move, if he's here and he don't really want to do anything, he can go move down to here, okay, and try to exercise one of the demons that are down there. And you know, they can move down there and they can go up the ladder to another tile and stuff like that. Just think of it, you know, as like a basement or a bottom board that they can go up and down to the village. And each of these catacombs tiles has these little markers here. You got 4, 3, 2, and 1. And what you're supposed to do is, according to how many players you have, you're supposed to put these markers on there. If we're only playing with 3 players, then we would just have 3, 2, and 1, and so forth. And but you put 4, 3, 2, 1 if we're playing with 4 players. And what's going to happen is these little demons that Wu Fang summons, they're going to try to turn over these little tiles. And most of the time they're bad for us. Every now and then it's a good thing, and that kind of thing. Speaking of the demons, let's look at them. Okay, and these are the demons of Wu Fang that we're talking about. And this guy is a seeker. A little miniature here for him. And you see that little mark means he's a little demon. And when he comes into play, there's a penalty. And then when this one, the seeker, or the landscaper, see him, when he comes in when you beat him, there's a penalty. And then we have big guy here, the grave digger, and he's pretty cool looking, as a matter of fact. And when you beat him, there's a penalty. And what these guys are going to do is Wu Fang's going to have several actions he can do. One of the actions he can do is he can make his demons go to the catacombs, and they have to come in this whole part, and they move, and they can move diagonally any direction, and they can also flip over one of these tile cards. And like I said, the tile cards are usually bad to us, but you know, he has to move them. If he has all 3 down there, he has to move them in order from weakest to strongest. And we'll go over how he can summon them and put them on the board in just a little bit. And then here is the shadow of Wu Fang. Now you don't want him to come into play. He comes into play, as you can see, he's hard as hell. He's got all these penalties and stuff like that. And if he comes into play, you can't exercise him. You can't take him off the board. What you have to do is you have to exercise an incarnation of Wu Fang in order to do that. Now, I tweaked the rules a little bit on that. He gets a pile of incantation of Wu Fang cards for certain things, and he can play them at certain times. But I play it a little different. We only have our one incantation of Wound Fang card in the card pile. So what we want to do is we want to try to stop him from coming out. Okay? And he comes out for various things. But if he does come out, what we want to do is we want to make sure he comes out after that incantation is out and we can beat it. Which you'll see what I'm talking about when we go on. And then these are these little demon tokens, skeleton tokens or whatever things, and they can be deployed like ghosts. They can go on your board right here. So if a card comes up and says one of these have to come out, you put it, whoever drew it gets put there, or Wound Fang gets to choose, and you exercise it, you know, like you normally would. You can just roll one of any color, and beat it. The thing is though, is they end up taking up spaces on the board, and you have to spend actions to get them off the board and stuff like that, and that can cost you a precious action when you're trying to go to the catacombs and exercise a demon, or you got another ghost you got to take care of. You know, they can fill up the board real quick. Also, Wound Fang has these little curses, okay, and these little curses go according to level. The game says you draw 5 level 1 curses, and that's level 1, and then you flip them so everybody can see. And then you have 4 level 2 curses, 3 level 3 curses, and 2 level 4 curses. And what's going to happen is Wound Fang can play a curse. He's going to put it like he can play, like he gets some kind of card or something that says, or something happens that says he can play a curse. Well, he has to start at level 1, so he can play a level 1 curse. Okay? And then next time another curse thing comes up, he can play a level 2 curse. I mean level 1 curse. Well, now that he has these two here, he can play a level 2 curse next time a curse is drawn. Okay? So in order to play a level 2 curse, he has to have at least 2 level 1s, and then in order to play one level 3 curse, he has to have at least 2 level 2s, and in order to play a level 4 curse, he has to have 2 level 3s. You basically build a pyramid, and then when that fills up, the whole thing fills up, you take them off, you draw these new curse tokens, and he can play some more curses. And these curses can hurt, like this one right here takes away a ladder from the board. This one right here, you can choose a Taoist to lose one of their little Taoist markers and that kind of thing. This one right here is just basically blank, means nothing happens. What the demons are trying to do when they dig on this board right here is there's 3, I guess, urns, you call them. If they find the 3 urns, every time they find an urn, they put it on a spot. If they find the 3 urns, the shadow of Wang Fu comes on the board. Okay? And he has some very bad penalties that'll hurt you if he comes on the board. And if he comes on the board, we'll go over that. Okay? And then we also have our Bloody Mantra cards. You see them right here. They go level 2, 3, and 4 just as well. And you put these face up. And basically, it is to help you so you're not totally in the hole in this game. Whenever you lose a key point, you can take that key point and put it on a Bloody Mantra card. Okay, like I'm going to say right here, I'm going to put it right here. Well, when our players lose 3 key points and put 3 key points on this Bloody Mantra card, we get the benefit of the card. That means we get to exercise a demon from the board. So we do that, and we replace it with another 3 card and put it right there. Okay, so they do help you out a little bit, but if you're playing these a lot, that means you're getting your ass beat a lot because you're losing a lot of health. Okay, so other than that, the game plays like normal. If all Taoists die, you lose. If you can't, the ghost card deck runs out and you haven't beat the incantation of Wound Fang, you lose. And if 3 tiles become haunted, you lose. Okay. Now Wound Fang, he gets 3 actions when when a ghost card comes up, and he gets to go. Okay. Let's see here. Let's find a card that corresponds to that. Let's see if I can find one here. Okay, here we go. Alright. You see this card, the Follow Monk, it has a ghost comes into play. Okay? Well, if you ever draw a card with the ghost comes into play, Wung Fang gets to do something. He gets to do one of three things. He can either take that ghost that you pick. He can either pick another ghost, like the ghost card says, and put that ghost anywhere he wants on the board. Okay? Or he can summon a demon, and that means he can take one of these little guys and put them in there. Okay? Or he can throw a curse, which means he can play one of these curses. Okay? Now, I play it a little different. We're going to have a hard enough time with the ghost cluttering up the board as it is. So the way I play it is that when the ghost card comes in, he cannot play a ghost unless absolutely can't do anything else. So what he's got to do is, and we'll go over this real quick. Okay, let's say he drew this card. Well, he can't play a ghost yet. We're going to make that has to be the last thing he has to do. Okay, in order to play a demon, he has to get a card that has that kind of strength. So, like, he can play the Seeker because he only has one circle, but he couldn't play the Landscaper. Now, if he drew a card that had two circles, he could play the Landscaper because this Landscaper has two circles. If he drew a card that has three circles, excuse me, he could play the Gravedigger because he has three circles. So he could play the Seeker. So I would make him play the Seeker first. Okay, but let's say the Seeker was already on the board. Okay, well, these guys get a turn at the beginning of the phase, at the beginning of each round. So let's say he were to draw this card again, and it has one circle. Okay, well then, since he couldn't play the Seeker, I would make him throw a curse. Okay, he throws a curse. Okay, but let's say he's all out of first level curses. See, he's, or let's say he's played all his first level curses. Okay, well then, what's he gonna do then? Well then he would throw the ghost. Okay, but since you got to draw a new ghost each round, that kind of get overrun real quick, and it's kind of hard. So basically what would happen is that Wung Fang wouldn't get to go that turn. He wouldn't get to do an action, okay? He's not going to throw Ghost. That is my tweak to this game. It's my one big tweak. He's not going to throw Ghost, and he's not going to keep a hand of Incantation Wung Fang cards. He's just not, okay? That's because this game gets real hard when you do something like that. So that's what's going to happen there. Now, if he gets a ghost card and it has two circles, and this guy's already playing, then he can play the Seeker, but he couldn't play the Gravedigger. If he had a ghost card that had three circles, he could, and the Gravedigger was already in play, then he could play the Landscaper or the Seeker, okay? Or he can throw a curse. And you'll see what I mean as we go along. Of course, this game also gives you a new tile. I don't think he's on the board, though. It's a cryptographer tile, but I don't think we drew that. We randomly drew these 9 tiles. So, let me see if I can find it in here. Oh, yeah. This tile right here, that's the new tile that came with the game. As you can see, it has the bloody mantra cards and stuff like that on there. But I didn't draw it. Also, I didn't draw the witch tile this time. So, this tile right here has helped out a lot. So, we're kind of going to be in dire straits even more without the witch tile. And in case you're not familiar with what the witch tile lets you do is you pay a key point and you get to kill a ghost on the board. So what we're going to do, alright, so we're going to play like we normally play. Now the turn would start with the demon phase, but since there's no demons on the board, then you would go to the yin phase and the Taoist phase and then Wung Fang phase. It's only when you pick up a ghost, okay? And so, let's get started. Since we have no demons on the board, let's get started and do what we normally do. Now, our special powers for this game is the green gets the extra die and curses don't affect him. The blue could use a tile and fight a ghost in one turn. The yellow gets the blessing, and the red has the fly anywhere he wants, okay? So, we're going to start... with green. Green's going to be our first player, and let's have green pick his ghost. And this is a Bleeding Eye Red Ghost. Okay, so he's a haunter. We'll put him there. Let's do like this. Okay. Alright, so what green is going to do is green is going to move here. And we're going to let him pray and use his power, and he's going to pull out red. So we pray, and red is the power there. So now it's going to be red's turn. Now red's going to move the ghost here, and he's going to pick a ghost card. Alright, and this you see is from the white moon, so we won't count that. This is a vermin lord, and he's going to be yellow. So we'll put him up there on yellow. And now it's red's turn, and red will move here, and he's going to try to exorcise that bleeding eyes. And we got one white, and then plus we had a red on the board, so he does that. So we were successful on that. And now it's going to be yellow's turn. Yellow gets a creeping one. He's a haunter. Alright, yellow. And what does yellow want to do? I tell you what yellow will do is yellow will get a Buddha. And he's going to get a Buddha. Then he's going to place it right here on the board. And so now it is blue's turn. And blue gets a fungus thing. That's another green one here. Shielded. Okay, so what blue's going to do is blue is going to move right here. And he's going to try to take this haunter out. And we got a white, so we were successful. And he took that one out. And now it's green's turn. And green gets a wicked one. Eesh. And we will put him here. He's a haunter. And we will move green right here. And he's going to try to beat this guy right here. And he gets the 4 die. And we got one green. We have that. That's not going to be good enough. So he does not beat it. So that was a waste of a turn. And now it is red's turn. Red gets rotten soul. Man, green's piling up here. So green's board is full. So what red is going to do is red is going to fly over here, and he's going to pray, and he's going to change this to green. Some help out here. And now it is going to be yellow's turn. Yellow gets a blue one, Hand of Death. And yellow here is going to move. Where's yellow going to move? Well, yellow move here, and he's going to try to take that green ghost out. And he gets a white, so he's able to. Alright. So that was that turn. And we'll end it with blue. And blue picks a hopping vampire. And we'll put it on the Buddha. Bam. That's gone. The Buddha gets returned. And then when we come back, it'll be green's turn. And hopefully green can get rid of this guy. So that's this game. We'll come back. We'll see you. We haven't done anything yet, really. So, you know, no ghost card has come up. So, you know, what's going to happen? We'll see.